Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Yes, it is a bit chilly. We're at about 58 degrees. Going to be chilly the next few days, but I'm not going to complain. Comparatively speaking, it is much better than they're seeing even just to our north in the mainland. And of course, above that, lots and lots of people are without power, without heat, and we're doing relatively well here in the Florida Keys. Going to say good morning to the chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County, Rhonda Redmond Lopez. Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. We're happy to have you. So you did break out your coat this morning, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes, definitely. I do own a few furs, even though I live in South Florida.
I know you do, and it looks very elegant. But nonetheless, we want to definitely stop talking about the weather. It's going to be fine. And we want to talk about the Republican Party of Monroe County. And I know that the Republican Party here locally monitors a lot of national, international, countywide, statewide events. The Venezuelan operation, removal of Maduro, his name, whatever, he's now under indictment. Pretty sweeping changes there as a result of actions on the part of the administration.
Yes, that was a brilliant mission by our country to get him removed. And it's the Western Hemisphere. I mean, Venezuela is not that far away, and we have to defend all of that. Maduro was just a bad guy. I mean, he was a narco terrorist, and he had to go. And I think the Venezuelan country and people are so much happier and better for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, indeed. We're also looking at state developments here. We're watching the legislature, a lot of Republicans serving in the legislature in Tallahassee, hopefully making our priorities known here from the Republican Party of Monroe County. Have you had any discussions with our legislators? I know Jim Mooney is hard at work, Ana Maria Rodriguez, and possibly others that you may have conversations with. What's the word out of Tallahassee now that they're back in session as of today?
Yes, I think Tallahassee, my understanding is that the property tax cut is a big priority on the agenda, and they're going to be discussing that. And I know that, of course, they want to do everything they can to lower any tax burdens on people in counties all over the state.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We also have a big year. We're into the new year, and Happy New Year to you and your family, by the way, belated as it is. But we've got an election year coming up. We had record turnout for the last major election here, thanks to the Republican Party of Monroe County. We're looking for that same kind of turnout. Midterm election can really make a difference.
Yes, definitely. And President Trump is in Iowa today, and he's really going to be working hard as though he's campaigning for office just to make sure we keep up the enthusiasm and get that voter turnout. You know, Monroe County has over 10,000 more registered Republican voters than they do Democrat voters, so that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. It is, but we need to get people out to vote. Sometimes the turnout at a midterm was a little less than normal, but we have local races too that'll be piquing people's interest. And then, of course, we'll be watching results even on the national scale for the Senate and the House, and how the numbers look for the Republicans versus the Democrats as well. We're going to have another vote nationally, hopefully, as far as funding and trying to possibly avoid government shutdowns, but a lot of consequential issues as we start into 2026.
Yes, most definitely. We have a lot of really important local races. I know Republican Dee Dee Enriquez, I know she kicked off her campaign, I think it was yesterday, for mayor of Key West, and we're supporting her, and we think she's doing a great job. So those races are so important. The Upper Keys Republican Club held a meeting last night, and there were several people in attendance, and all of that matters, just everything local, state, federal, but it starts from the grassroots locally.
It does. Speaking of grassroots, and again, we're speaking with Rhonda Redmond Lopez. She is the chair of the Republican Party, Monroe County. Yesterday was the meeting last night in Tavernier, Emmanuel Lutheran Church. I drove right by there yesterday. Republicans at work with the midterm elections, but it does start on the grassroots. Had a productive meeting there at 6 o'clock in the Upper Keys. Be watching for the Middle Keys Republican Club coming up. It looks like Wednesday, February 4th for their meeting. Southernmost Republican Club will be meeting Monday, February 16th at 5 o'clock. And that's typically at the Yacht Club, I believe. I was looking for where the American Legion this time, second floor
Yes,
College
this
Road.
time it's in the American Legion, yes.
Okay, very good. So all registered Republicans are welcome. Again, that date is on Monday, February 16th. So that's where there are a lot of discussions as far as strategy and grassroots efforts, as you said, do occur in those Republican clubs throughout the Keys.
Yes, most definitely. And the attendance has really grown for each of the clubs, and that's a great sign. And we have a lot of hardworking volunteers that lead those clubs, and I couldn't be more proud of our Republican clubs in our county, in Monroe County.
Well, again, you should be proud, as we were the #1 county in the state of Florida for turning out the vote in the last major election. We're looking for those same results here again coming up for the midterms and local elections later this year. Just a few short months to go before those votes are counted. May even have a voter referendum on property taxes on the ballot as well. We'll see if the legislature decides to do that. Also, they may be talking about insurance relief and some other matters, but again, property tax will be a big one. It's Rhonda Redmond Lopez. She is the chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. Rhonda, I know you've got a busy day to get to, but is there anything else we should highlight here for the common good?
Yeah, so we had our quarterly RPOF meeting on January 9th and 10th in Orlando, and we did unanimously vote to endorse James F. Meyer for Florida Attorney General. And that was at our last quarterly meeting. And also Thursday evening, Dr. Penny Walker and I will be in Bradenton attending an event. Manatee County Republican Executive Committee is holding an event featuring Laura Trump as the guest speaker. And I think all of the governor's candidates, I think all of them will be in attendance, and several other prominent Republican figures. So that should be interesting too. So we're just trying to represent Monroe County as best we can throughout the state.
Yes, and you are doing a fine job of that. We appreciate your leadership and dedication. It is Rhonda Redmond Lopez. She's the chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. And the governor's race will be interesting to watch, too. And we'll see what other candidates do come out and then who ultimately gets endorsed.
Yes, most definitely. That should be a spirited race, and we've got some great candidates. And Republican governor is what we want, and it's what we had, and it's been a great experience with Governor DeSantis.
Very good. All right, Rhonda. Well, with that, we will let you get back to your busy day. Again, we appreciate all you do and appreciate you being here on Good Morning Keys.
Well, thank you for having me, and God bless America.
God bless America. God bless you as well. Thank you, Rhonda. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Rhonda Redmond Lopez. She is the chair, Republican Party, Monroe County, Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And yes, chilly, but it's all right. Kind of refreshing. 57 degrees right now, on our way to 68. It will be breezy, though, so feeling a little cooler than that at this point. 59 for your low tonight. Tomorrow's high, 67, partly sunny. 56 for Wednesday night, Thursday, 69, but no real mention of rain until we get to Thursday night, at about 20% chance of that. Friday's high, though, 69. Saturday's high, 69 as well. So still a bit cool as we get into the weekend here. No major incidents to report up and down US 1. We do have school buses and school zones in effect, however, so keep that in mind as well. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Back in a moment.
KeyWest.com.
Hello, I'm Renee. My husband Steve and I own Caribbean Marine Canvas of Key West. We are a custom marine upholstery shop that recovers any type of cushion, even those luxury captain's chairs. We make biminis, sunshades, awnings, and those specialized tiki walls. Wow, even hard glass enclosures, any color or fabric you desire. We can complete your project to match your look. Removing, reinstalling, or just picking up items, not a problem for Caribbean Marine Canvas, a truly custom shop who cares about you and your ideas. I will personally guarantee your satisfaction, and I mean that. We have expert craftsmen who pay attention to extreme detail. All of us here at Caribbean Marine Canvas want you to be happy. I will come to you to truly understand your project, and I'll be on time every time. Visit our website, CaribbeanMarineCanvas.com, or stop by and say hello on Stock Island, across from Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina, Key West. Phone 305-432-6542. That's 305-432-6542.
Good morning, Keys, on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And well, let's see, no major incidents to report up and down US 1. So that is good news for us. And again, of course, it's cool right now, 57 degrees, but a nice little break since it is winter. So why not have a little bit of cooler weather? We're going to say good morning to Nikki the nurse, Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, good morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is nothing next to Jersey weather. Those people are not having a good time.
No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Or Pennsylvania or anybody else.
Pennsylvania. Nope.
No,
They've been shoveling the snow. I have family from my cousins from New Jersey are here in their RV in my driveway.
Oh, nice.
They're very happy. They're very happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Of course they are. Well, you know, this is a very befitting topic because some people up north are shoveling that snow nonstop. And you know what? They're getting hernias or they are exasperating an existing hernia. So ventral hernias, umbilical hernias, there's a difference. So let's talk about what a hernia is for some review there.
So last week, I think I don't know if it was last week we did inguinal and 1 week we did
the belly button was last week, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the ventral hernia is a little bit different than the umbilical hernia. We talked about what a hernia is. It's a weak spot in the muscle wall, allowing tissue, often fat or intestine, to push through. Mm-hmm. This creates a bulge, especially when you stand or if you cough or with heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. And like we talked about, hernias do not go away on their own. And while some may stay stable and they may not bother you, they can worsen over time. Mm-hmm. So what is a ventral hernia? A ventral hernia is just a broad term that refers to any hernia along the front of the abdominal wall that can be above, below, or beside the belly button. Mm-hmm. So another common type, and we see this a lot, is incisional hernia, which happens often at the site of a previous surgical incision. Mm-hmm. And at that, if you don't take the proper time to heal, the muscle may never fully regain its strength, therefore creating that weakness. Do you hear the planes going over my house?
A little bit, now that you mention it. That's all right. There's people coming and going they're getting the heck out of the north coming down here. Welcome. How you doing?
No, well, this is from the base, so they're training.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. Well, we appreciate that too. Thank you for their service.
Yes.
All right. So risk factors, back on this. Risk factors for the incisional hernia, prior abdominal surgery, heavy lifting, obesity, chronic coughing, constipation, pregnancy, the same as other hernias though. Umbilical though, we did talk about that. We can review that too.
Yeah, just so you can know the difference. So the umbilical hernia occurs specifically at the belly button. The belly button is a natural weak spot in the abdominal wall. They're more common in infants, and they may close on their own. They may fix themselves. Pregnant women, adults with weight gain or increased abdominal pressure. Umbilical hernias can be small. Adults should still have them evaluated, especially if the symptoms change.
Okay, this is Medical Matters. It's brought to you by Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Exceptional care close to home. 3134 Northside Drive in Key West, 305-294-1041, KeyWestSurgicalGroup.com online. Dr. Rhoda Smith taking care of your medical needs for many years, providing superior level of health care to the residents and visitors of Key West. And she is well versed in hernias. That's why we're spending some time on this over the past few weeks, because hernias are pretty common. You can certainly get them for a variety of reasons and be afflicted by them. But it is important to know what they are, know the symptoms, know the treatments, and then get treatments. So common symptoms for the ventral hernia are what?
A visible bulge,
Okay.
pressure or discomfort, pain with lifting or straining. Red flags usually include increased pain, redness or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, a bulge that won't go back in. That could be bothersome. That means it's protruding out and that it can get trapped. And you can, especially if it's your intestine that's trapped in there, you can cut off the blood supply and, necrose your intestine. So you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and those are two serious complications that can happen. Incarceration, in this case, tissue getting trapped, and strangulation, tissue such as your intestine, etc., blood supply getting cut off. They become surgical emergencies.
Yes, they do, and they should never be ignored. Usually you can tend to, with that, if you're having pain and you feel like you have to go to the bathroom and have a bowel movement and you can't, that's also another sign like you're struggling. You need to get that checked out right away.
Okay, again, Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa is where you can get it checked out and treated with Dr. Rhoda Smith, providing that surgical and medical care for decades here in the Keys. How are hernias diagnosed and then treated then? Let's talk about the treatment options, which can include a couple of different varieties.
Right. So sometimes, usually a physical exam, you can feel it. Sometimes in obese people, they might be harder to feel, or, the patient will come in and they think they have a mass. So we'll get an image like a CAT scan to confirm the size and the contents, also to make sure, to see if there's any bowel trapped, if it's strangulated and so forth. Treatment conditions include, if it's small, asymptomatic, we just wait, we just watch, right?
Yep.
You don't have to jump for surgery. Surgical repair is for the painful, enlarging, or high-risk hernias. So ventral hernias, especially ones that are caused by previous surgery, tend to grow larger over time. So they carry a higher risk of complications if you ignore them.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thank you. I will.
I didn't mean just you. It's out there to
Well,
everybody in Radio Land.
well, thank you. Yes. No, it's not all about me, is it? But it's a lot of these phrases and whatever. Yeah, a lot of it does apply to me, admittedly. That's why I will be seeing the good doctor here soon. Surgery could be open or minimally invasive, often using mesh to strengthen the abdominal wall and reduce recurrence, which is true. The mesh has been very successful in many, many cases, including mine, but sometimes you get them again elsewhere. So prevention, though, this is something else I probably should have heeded a while ago. Reduce the risk by what?
Well, maintaining healthy weight, that's not your problem.
No.
But
No, not this
avoiding
Yeah.
avoiding heavy lifting without support, that could be your problem.
Mhm.
Treating chronic cough or constipation, and again, following post-surgical restrictions carefully. So when you have an incisional hernia or a ventral hernia related to previous surgery, it's a lot of times whatever caused the hernia in the first place, or whatever the surgery was before, the body mechanics, you didn't allow your body enough time to heal and watch your body mechanics. So that's how, ventral hernia can form.
Yes, and I'm going to qualify too, without violating HIPAA, that my hernia symptoms are not in the same region that I had incisions for surgery a while ago. So this is a separate matter.
Yeah,
I wanted to
right.
at least state in my own defense, I did take care of post-surgery care. In my case, this is a separate issue that was there actually before surgery, believe it or not. So anyway, talk about putting it off. Well, okay. Yeah, I hear you.
Well,
So-
you had other things going on. It's all right. I understand.
Yes, ma'am. But all those reasons for not putting things off. Anyway, yeah, hitting close to home here, that's for sure. Medical Matters brought to you by Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. 3134 Northside Drive. Exceptional care close to home, truly exceptional care and compassionate care. I would add that to it as well. Dr. Rhoda Smith is phenomenal as a human being and as a doctor and surgeon, as is the entire staff, including you, Nikki. So I just want to put my personal endorsement in there as well. Give them a call, 305-294-1041, keywestsurgicalgroup.com online. And they can help you feel better, help you heal up from things like hernias and other surgical needs, but also they can help you look so much better, which helps you feel better about yourself too. Aesthetics, very advanced aesthetic techniques available with 3 different laser technologies, the RF micro needling, a lot of combinations of procedures uniquely available at Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. You can add hair, take hair off, take wrinkles off, take tattoos off. You can do all kinds.
Well, we can't take wrinkles off. We can make them look better.
Okay.
But yes, we can take tattoos off. We can take hair off. We can help generate hair growth.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of different options. Right now we are doing our 5D laser facial, which I love the results of it. You get a little eyebrow lift. I had a little eyebrow lift. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So
nice.
People have I've been getting a lot of feedback that they love their results.
So you don't look like you're furrowing your eyebrows or frowning at people anymore, I guess. Is that
no?
Right? Yeah,
no.
That's awesome. Wow. Okay. Did you? There's also some permanent makeup sometimes people do.
We can remove eyebrow if you've had microblading or tattoo on your eyebrows, and you either need to have them done, the color has faded and you want to get them redone, but the eyebrow tattoo artist is recommending having the ink lightened or removed. We could do that as well.
Wow. Lots of options. You are not stuck with decisions of the past with tattoos or permanent makeup or anything of the sort. And you can actually defy the aging process to a certain extent. But it all starts with a free consultation. Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Exceptional care close to home. Call them at 305-294-1041, keywestsurgicalgroup.com. Really, a lot of innovations are now available at Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa through medical technology and medical expertise. Then you'd be amazed at the results.
Yes. I try and do a treatment on myself once a month. Got to keep my skin looking healthy. Glowy. not healthy, glowy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Try and prevent my age from showing.
Oh,
possible.
No, you got that glow, no doubt about it. Looking great, and we appreciate your chipper attitude as well each and every week, and very informative topics. So we'll take those topics to heart, will we not? So, all right. I think we've covered it all for today. Anything else, Nikki, we should mention?
Nope, that's it. I think we are good.
Thank you again for this very informative session. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Okay.
We'll chat next week.
Yes. Take care. See you soon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Nikki the nurse, Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, 3134 Northside Drive in Key West. Dr. Rhoda Smith providing that medical expertise and compassionate care for many, many years. KeyWestSurgicalGroup.com. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys, 58 degrees now. On our way to 68. Breezy up to 20 mile per hour winds, but 59 for your low tonight, 67 for the high tomorrow, 69 Thursday's high, Friday through the weekend, 69 as well, with about a 20% chance of rain on Saturday. No major incidents to report up and down US 1. That's looking pretty clear thus far. School zones, of course, in effect. School buses are out in mass. Keep that in mind. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We will return with more Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center. As the weather cools down, your pool doesn't have to. At MSP Supply, they help South Florida families enjoy their pools year-round with the best pool heaters in the Keys and Miami. Whether you need a new heat pump, a gas heater, or any pool equipment, or expert guidance on what fits your pool, MSP Supply has you covered with trusted brands and honest pricing. Stay warm, stay comfortable, and keep swimming longer. Visit MSPpool.com or stop by MSP Supply in Marathon or call 305-359-7665. MSP Supply, your home, your pool, your supply.
Keys Auto Center, the Keys hometown dealership.
Hey folks, at Key West Chevrolet, we've got a huge Chevy and GMC 26 truck inventory on the way. That means great selection and great savings. Plus, get 0% financing on all remaining 2025 models in stock. And don't forget about our deal match guarantee. So come see the people you know, like, and trust at Keys Auto Center or KeysAutoCenter.com.
Everything you need is here at Keys Auto Center.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face. At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird. All right.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. It is 8:36 now on a Tuesday, and people are going to say, the mayor's on, it must be Monday. No, we did not miss a day. And Mayor, I want to thank you for your flexibility, given your very busy schedule. I know it's hard to accommodate a change in schedule. We had some contractors, et cetera, that needed to be tended to. So I appreciate your flexibility, and good morning to you this morning.
Good morning. And instead of saying happy Monday, I will say happy Tuesday.
Well, actually, that's kind of a nice little change. Now we just have 4 days left. But as you know, and as we all know, there's not so much really that changes for you over the weekends. It's equally as busy, if not more so, on the weekend than it is during the week. But we are off to a busy week this week. And let's talk about a few developments here, starting with the election portal for the city of Key West.
Yeah, so to let your listeners know, the city of Key West has launched a new election portal on the city of Key West's website. So you can go on the website and just click your way through to get all the information that you need. It started earlier this month, so you'll be able to see if anyone has announced for the city of Key West 2026 election. You would be able to see the campaign financials for each of the candidates. This portal is only, though, for the city of Key West elections, just to let everyone know. Any other elections within Monroe County will still be managed by the supervisor of elections. So if you have any questions or have trouble navigating through the system, you can call our city clerk qualifying officer. So you can call the city clerk's office and she will be able to help you with anything that you need. But as of January 1, we now have to report to the city clerk's office.
Okay. Well, city portal, election portal available through the city of Key West, and you can follow along with the elections that are upcoming for the city for a variety of positions. So we'll talk about that at a future date in another setting. Right now we are meeting with Mayor Didi Enriquez, Mayor of the city of Key West. You had the office hours yesterday with the open door yesterday as well.
Yeah, so every Monday we do have the office hours with the mayor. And, you know, in the beginning when I started this, Michael, I was a little concerned. I'm like, is anybody going to show up? But I will tell you, I had a gentleman come in at 1:15 yesterday. He wanted to get here before 2 o'clock, and the time before that was the same scenario. So it's been very, very successful. I'm very happy that I was able to start that. And I just invite everyone to stop by on Mondays from 2 to 4 with your concerns, ask questions, or talk about important issues that may be affecting our city. And there's been some times where people have come in here and just asked, I knew you were a tax collector before. Can you just help me? So I'm open. I've been serving, like I said, for over 31 years, and I'm here to serve the people. And so far that's been very successful, and I'm happy to do this. And so we'll talk about it again next Monday, just to remind your listeners.
Very good. Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez with us, Mayor of the City of Key West on Good Morning Keys. And, I don't know if I was aware of this, but there used to be a parking lot where the fire station number 2 parking lot is. Well, there's a parking lot there now. There used to be a multi-level structure there. And there's going to be a meeting, speaking of discussion and public input, the opportunity to provide that specifically on the topic of possibly resurrecting a parking garage on Simonton Street to serve principally the middle blocks of Duval. There will be an open public meeting today, 2 o'clock in City Hall. The idea is to erect a 3-level parking structure, adding about 85 more parking spaces. So the public will be heard today at 2.
Yes, so there is definitely a public meeting today on the proposed project, as you just discussed, at 2 p.m. here at City Hall. Please, residents, business owners, stakeholders, you are encouraged to attend and learn more about this proposal. And yes, the original structure was built in the 1970s and was removed in the early 2000s due to the structural deterioration. And speaking with one of our former chief of police, our fire chief, Mr. Wardlow, he was reminding me that in Fire Station 2 right now, there are 2 elevators. One that would lead into the fire station, and then the other one, it's locked. But if you had to open that and the doors would open in that elevator, right now you'll see the sky. But that was intended to go into the parking garage. So there's always been plans when they rebuilt the Fire Station 2 to add the parking garage. So we're exploring the possibilities of resurrecting a parking garage, like we said, and that would to help alleviate ongoing parking challenges and to support our local businesses and their employees in the middle blocks of Duval Street.
Yeah, well, I'm very careful not to take sides on any issue and let the public decide. We just disseminate information, but I do work in Old Town Key West, and parking can be a challenge. So we'll be interested to see what the rest of the public decides in that regard. But again, you're offering an opportunity for public discourse and public comment and public input into the governing of the City of Key West, and that opportunity comes up again today at 2 o'clock. We also have a HARC board meeting, Historic Architectural Review Commission. They will meet today at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so we do have a HARC board meeting at 5. So hopefully there'll be lots of discussion there. But I do want to mention the HARC division will be holding now weekly officer hours every Wednesday from 8:30 to 12:30. Beginning this week, so beginning tomorrow between 8:30 and 12:30, you could take advantage of the open walk-in time with our HARC professionals. So, and if you still can make an appointment, but if you want to come in between 8:30 and 12:30, you do not need an appointment, and you can walk in and ask your questions.
Okay, well, everybody's getting in on the open door policy, it seems then. So lots of opportunities for information gathering as well as making your opinions and thoughts known with office hours now for the HARC board as well. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys, speaking with Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez, Mayor of the City of Key West. Looks like you're going to be on stage here today, Mayor. I know that the Mile Zero Fest kicks off today. And by the way, streets will be closed. The 100 and 200 blocks of Duval Street and Green Street from Telegraph Lane to Ann Street will be closed from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 4 Mile Zero Fest music beginning at 5. But you're going to be giving an official welcome to those in town for this big festival.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be on stage to welcome everyone. Enjoy the rest of the week. They have a great lineup between now and Sunday. So I look forward to joining and listening to some of the music that they have coming here. Unfortunately, I will not be singing because I never tried out for American Idol, but I will be on stage and I'm going to be able to welcome everyone. So I'm very excited and honored to do that. Yes, it's going to be cold, but we're going to be out there.
That's okay. People will be warm, dancing to the music. I was going to ask if you have a selection picked out for your song, but apparently not. So
no. No.
That's a hard no. That's a hard no.
I was not blessed with those vocals, but anyway. So, and one more thing, Michael, on Friday, the early bird cleanup will be hosted by First Aid Bank this week on North Roosevelt Boulevard. So we will meet behind First Aid Bank in that parking lot back there. And I will tell you, last week we had it at the MCC Church and we broke records. We had 128 volunteers.
Oh, wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's been, I mean, right now I know it's season, but we've never had that many unless it was the Jimmy Buffett weekend and Labor Day weekend, where I believe it was like 114, but we did reach 128 volunteers, and we're just making a difference and picking up that trash and those cigarette butts. So every week, the more we pick up, the less trash we have on the streets.
That is excellent. Glad to see people participating and taking part of that. So make sure you do sign up for plogging for the early bird cleanup. Show up for that. And also, again, a quick reminder and a recap to show up for the public meeting happening today, 2 o'clock, Commission Chambers, City Hall, for the proposed parking garage at 616 Simonton Street as well. And then Mile Zero Fest. It's going to be a busy week once again here in the city of Key West.
That's correct. And then again, I cannot encourage, please come out today, 2 o'clock. I know we'll probably have a full chambers, you know, with the pros and the cons. And you know, we could work together and see how we can come up with a solution, and maybe some of that funding can go towards transportation. So there's a lot of opportunities there. We'll see what the public has to say, but this is where we're transparent and educating everyone, and we'll see how we move forward from there.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Mayor. It's a busy day that you need to get to. Anything else we should mention at this particular time?
No, I would just say have a great week, bundle up, stay warm, and be safe out there.
It's funny. I saw people coming out of the Winn-Dixie with stacks of wood. The firewood was selling finally out on the front there. I was surprised. But
they were probably dusting the wood off.
Yeah,
yes.
They had a run on firewood. Otherwise, it kind of tends to sit there a lot of the time. But anyway, nonetheless, you have a wonderful week as well. Stay warm. We certainly appreciate all that you do for our community and have done so for so many years. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you. Bye now. It is Mayor Denise Dede Enriquez with us, Mayor of the City of Key West, on Good Morning Keys. No major incidents to report so far up and down US 1. Things moving pretty normally. Still have some construction with the Aqueduct Authority in the Upper Keys near Tavernier, and do prepare to slow down there a bit, but you'll get through in pretty short order. School buses, of course, in effect. School zones also being enforced, so be aware of all of that. We are still at about 58 degrees, on our way to 68, sunny and breezy, going to remain in the upper 60s into the weekend here, with your lows about the lower 60s at night. So that's what we have. It's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys will return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Magnum Broadcasting and Keys Auto Center back the blue. Every month, we recognize outstanding law enforcement personnel serving with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and the Key West Police Department. Each officer recognized will be rewarded with a $100 gift card and dinner for two compliments of Keys Auto Center. Plus, we'll bring you monthly announcements promoting events and initiatives of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and the Key West Police Department. Back the blue, honoring the service and dedication of our law enforcement personnel in the Keys. Proudly presented by Keys Auto Center and Magnum Broadcasting.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends. 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
This is the Community Connection Spotlight, highlighting service organizations and initiatives in our community. Brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and Key West. Coming up February 20th through the 22nd, next season's All Charities Weekend will once again feature a fabulous Friday night wine tasting, a silent auction showcase, and a black tie gala with an exciting live auction that gets more incredible every year. For details, visit the Ocean Reef Community Foundation's website at oceanreefcommunityfoundation.org/all-charities-weekend. That's Ocean Reef Community Foundation.org/all-charities-weekend. This Community Connection Spotlight is brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry, saluting those organizations and individuals who serve our communities. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway, Islamorada, and now at 718 Caroline Street, Key West. Online at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
Splish splash, I'm taking up.
Everything okay in here?
Oh, yeah, sure is.
You're wearing a life jacket.
Sure am.
In the tub?
Practicing for when we head to the lake. I read about wearing one at wearitflorida.com.
And wearitflorida.com told you to wear it in the tub?
No, that was my idea. You know, Florida is the leader in boating fatalities, so a life jacket can save lives.
As you were.
Splish splash, I was taking a
Learn more at wearitflorida.com.
Hey, you, with the shopping cart. It's us, Leafy Greens.
Leafy what?
Greens. Delicious, locally grown leafy green vegetables. I'm Romaine. This is arugula.
Hello.
Spinach.
Ahoy.
Escarole and endive.
Bonjour. Oh, yeah, the sandwich guys.
Oh, we're more than just a sandwich layer.
We add crunch to salads.
Flavor to soups.
And say little je ne sais quoi to your pasta dishes.
That is, if you let us. For meals with personality, look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. No major incidents to report up and down US 1. That is very good news. And again, it's some windy conditions. 20-mile-per-hour winds for today out of the north at 68 degrees. So out of the north means it's going to remain a bit cold, bringing that cold snap our way. We're going to say good morning to Chief R.L. Kalina. He is the chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Michael. How are you doing this morning?
Doing okay, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, people are saying it's oh so cold. It's relatively speaking. I tell you, we don't have it quite like they have it up north. That's for sure. You know, ice and snow and a lot of really hazardous conditions. So we are grateful and thankful for the weather we're even getting here. However, the winds are causing some issues, and we'll talk about that in a second. I mentioned to Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez about people buying firewood for the first time in I don't know how long here locally, but it does bear, the warning that if you're looking to try to heat yourself or your house in this cold snap, do so very carefully. Open flames are a danger. Space heaters, which we don't use a lot, they can cause all kinds of hazards. The winds can pick up and cause spreading of fires and combustibles. So lots to keep in mind here as people are kind of going to extreme measures to try to heat themselves.
It has been. And I will tell you, it's funny when you get that rush on people buying the wood and stuff, we just want to be sure that, people understand it's not just the cold, but it's also the wind. The wind is, potentiates those ashes from going and starting in other places. It's dry conditions right now that we're facing, and we just need everyone to be real careful, especially, keeping the houses nice and warm. At night, we'll start seeing a surge of people using the space heaters. Just make sure that they're, after a couple of days of using space heaters, remember they tend to dry out. If you have it next to a curtain, next to any type of material, couches, that space heater is such a dry heat that eventually any of the moisture that's left in these couches or these window shears, they eventually become very brittle. So it's important to make sure that you move those space heaters around, make sure that there's nothing in contact with them, and just stay safe. And and like always, there is no open burning allowed in Monroe County. But if you have a small fire pit or a small area and you're just having a gathering and you want to burn some wood, just be sure you're out of the wind, at least 10 feet away from your house, and just operate safely. Just know that your enjoyment can cause tragedy to somebody else by flying embers.
Yeah, Chief R.L. Kalina with us, Chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue on Good Morning Keys. And I'm not sure what the most common type of space heater is here. I know elsewhere kerosene heaters were popular, and then you get into carbon monoxide problems. You'd get into again, combustible problems. Even electric heaters, people may think they're safe, but they can overload a circuit, cause an electrical fire. There's a lot of additional hazards to keep in mind.
It does, and we see a lot of electric heaters down here in Monroe County. We'll see, because just for the fact that we don't use them very often,
right.
And that's the other thing. Since we don't use them very often, we're not apt to, making sure that where we're putting them in the placement of them. It must be maybe once or twice a year somebody will pull out a little space heater and just kind of try to knock the chill out of the house. And those are the ones we got to be concerned about, because they haven't been running. They've been sitting up. We have a lot of salt air that affects any type of electronics. So you may plug it in one year and it works great. You plug it in the next year and there might be some issues with it, with corrosion or, just that salt air that's been sitting on there for a while. So just be very mindful of, exactly, take a look at the space heater, make sure it's in good working condition, plug it in first away from anything else, let it run for a little bit to make sure that it's operating safely and properly. And then you can start positioning it for where you need to stay warm.
Yeah, indeed. Chief R.L. Kalina with Monroe County Fire Rescue on Good Morning Keys. Well, we did have a busy week last week with fire rescue. A couple of fires that were reported, including one that was pretty significant there at the transfer station, Cudjoe Key. What details do you have on that as far as cause and then the effect? What were the after effects, and where do we stand right now with the transfer station?
Yeah, at this point with the transfer station, it is still it's still not operational. So you can contact them. They'll let you know where you can take any of your garbage or trash or plant debris. They are trying to get that up and running, but it did sustain some pretty significant damage to the building itself and that lift table that they have there. So, it was just one of those, it's an accidental fire, started most likely from combustion of hazardous material that was set in the back, and it transferred into the building. So that was, it's unfortunate because, there's a lot of people use those transfer stations, especially the one in the Lower Keys. Cudjoe's a pretty happening place for the weekend and to get all your yard waste and everything set aside. So they still, as far as I know, they're still not open. They're still going through. They've completed the investigation. It was accidental, and they're going to try to move forward with getting the repairs done to that facility.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll continue to follow those developments along. That could have been even worse than what it turned out to be, thanks to the quick response of Monroe County Fire Rescue. You can find out more, by the way, about Monroe County Fire Rescue, monroecounty-fl.gov. I see whoever's administering your website is right on top of it, because they have outdoor burning rules right there. We just talked about that, and that is right there front and center. So if you need to know the do's and don'ts, as the chief did say, open burning really is not allowed. but they've got the full list of rules there for you, so everybody can remain informed. We did have a residential fire, too, that had some complications there at Blue Water, so let's talk about that.
We did. We had a residential structure fire that broke out in the late afternoon in Blue Water, and unfortunately, the fire spread very quickly with these rapid winds that we have. We have 20 to 30 mile per hour winds coming through, and it's something that just loves to feed a fire is oxygen, and that oxygen was just blowing through there. They were able to maintain it to the single structure and protect the exposures in the surrounding houses. And the main fact to take away from this is, thank the Lord and the rapid response of Monroe County Fire Rescue. We had no injuries reported from any of the homeowners or firefighters on scene, and the scene was mitigated, quite rapidly. But there was a significant amount of overhaul just because of the amount of wind that was blowing. It just kept kind of wanting to rekindle certain areas. So they spent some time out there making sure that all the hot spots were put out. But that's just our big concern. Right now we're going to spend a week where we're going to have some high winds, and we just want everyone to take as much preventative measures as possible. Keep the fires down. Don't have anything too close to the house. If you have a little fire pit or so, just know that a little bit of gust of wind can take all of those embers and move them over to your neighbor's house quite rapidly.
Yeah, indeed. That's well taken advice there. That, as we've been talking about, the cold of the wind can create some conditions that are conducive for the quick spread of fire. And again, thank you, and thank God, and thank our firefighters for their quick and unselfish response to that scene, as they always do. Also, congratulations to firefighter Aaron Sparber, full-time flight status after successfully completing his flight medic orientation and passing his final exam. We want to thank all of our brave firefighters, medics, and all of those involved with fire rescue. However, this is quite an achievement for flight medic Sparberg. So
Sparber, yes.
Congratulations to him.
And what an achievement. I will tell you, we're so unique here in Monroe County Fire Rescue as we operate, 3 aircrafts, 3 helicopters for medical evacuations and interfacility transports and just emergency operations. And we look upon our personnel to step up. It's a very intensive program to become a flight medic, because along with being a flight medic, they're also still fulfilling their duties as firefighters with Monroe County, and we rotate them through the aircrafts. But very, very intensive program. They go through a critical care program also for paramedics that, it kind of gives them the ins and outs of these serious interfacility transports, and they work very closely with our flight nurses. So, as opposed to other programs that run dual medics constantly, we do staff our aircrafts with critical care nurses. So we do have a critical care nurse and a flight medic on there, which complements Monroe County's Trauma Star being the only units that carry whole blood. So we were able to do transfusions in the air on the way to a receiving facility. So, our partnership with the sheriff is just an amazing partnership, an amazing program. As the sheriff operates the pilots and the maintenance, and he runs that part of the operation. And then Monroe County Fire Rescue runs the medical operations. So my hat's off to Sheriff Ramsey and his team of professionals to make sure that these aircrafts are ready to go at a moment's notice for operations.
What a great partnership collaboration it is with the Sheriff's Department and Trauma Star, and it's such a vital program and resource for us. It allows us to live in the Florida Keys with quick access to advanced medical care at a moment's notice. So thank you to all involved. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And it is Fire Rescue Chief R.L. Colina with us, Monroe County. So, Chief, we've covered a lot of really good, positive news here today. And again, we just want people to heed our warnings to avoid any other tragedies or other incidents that could be avoided. Anything else, though, we should mention before we let you go?
No, other than that, we did graduate 31 students from our minimum standards class on Friday. We held the graduation at Marathon High School. We appreciate them for allowing us to use the facilities. And just what a great day. We had a families day during the day where those 31 got to show their family members kind of a exhibition of what they do and what they did through the academy with lifting ladders, putting out propane fires, climbing these buildings, and actually letting them feel the gear, feel some of the equipment, the weight, and extraordinary. It was such one of the largest classes that we've graduated, 31 students in total that will be certified Florida firefighters.
Oh, wow.
So we look at that, and out of those 31, we had 22 that are actually local residents, live here in the Florida Keys. So we look forward to them providing service in the Florida Keys in the near future.
That is exceptional news. Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Also, very positive news, and thanks to those firefighters to be who are going to be dedicating themselves to keeping us safe, hopefully here in Monroe County. It is Keys
Absolutely.
Talk. Yes, sir. 96.9, 102.5, Talk of the Keys. With that, sir, we'll let you get back to your busy day. Thanks so much for being here, and thank you so much for your service.
Hey, thank you very much for this time. I appreciate all the listeners out there. And just remember, we're sincerely proud to serve the Monroe County and all the residents and visitors that come here. We're here 24/7. We're here for any emergency, and we're proud to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Take care.
Yes, sir. It is R.L. Kalina. He's Chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys getting set for Glenn Beck here in just a few moments. And it is a great time for a bakery break. Take a break for yourself, for the office, for the family, whoever it might be, who's going to be the beneficiary of you taking back a platter of wonderful sandwiches from the Old Town Bakery, Key West. It is amazing. They're at the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, Old Town Key West, and they have pastries, brownies, cookies, everything you could want from an Old Town Bakery, and it is baked fresh each and every day. They start baking at 1 o'clock in the morning to make sure that you've got the freshest for your table. You can take a lunch back. You can take breakfast sandwiches back for your family, for your office. You'll be a hero if you do that. And anything that you could desire as far as delectable treats is right there, including the award-winning pies, fresh brewed coffee. That's a good idea on a day like today. So make sure you make your way to Old Town Bakery, corner of Eaton and Grinnell, the historic location at Old Town Key West. You can skip the line for pickup or delivery, oldtownbakerykeywest.com, and you will be very happy about it. In fact, take the dog over, and your dog will enjoy bacon as a treat for accompanying you to the Old Town Bakery. Your senses will love it, and you'll harken back to a sweeter, simpler time when the bakery was the center of the neighborhood. Still exists at the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, Old Town Bakery, Key West, oldtownbakerykeywest.com online. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys, and it is now time for Glenn Beck.